I don't wash my hands.
Oh, I was going to say that too.
I don't care. I'm done. I'm done hiding it.
Also, we talked about this.
Yes.
Boys washing their hand, that means your dick's dirty. If you have to wash your hand after you pee, what do you get, a dirty dick? And why do girls have to wash it? We don't touch nothing.
We don't even touch nothing.
I get when you take a shit, wash your hands.
I will wash my hands when I take a shit always.
Yes, but why do I have to wash my hands? For what? I'm not sticking my hand up my vagina. And like, you know what's crazy? And I think a lot of people do this. Like, if I'm in a public restroom and there's people in the stalls, I will, even after I pee, go to the sink, wash the water, like pretend. Run the water, pretend I'm washing my hands, get some paper towels, get out.
Or I'll run. I'll run out of the bathroom before the other person comes out.
Okay, so, we all shit in the shower.
Hell nah, no the fuck we don't.
I cheated on my wife 3 years ago. She agreed to forgive me if we opened the marriage, but now I live in agony every day. That was the title. So basically, my wife, 39, found out that I, 41, had been hooking up with a woman I met online who lived 2 hours away. When the woman visited, we checked into a hotel. This went on for 3 months, and we had met a handful of times when my wife caught us. She was waiting in the hotel lobby and saw us coming down from the room. She left me the next day. We separated for 8 months, and they were terrible on all of us, especially the kids.
They have kids?
Yeah, they got 3 kids.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife thought that since our sex life wasn't enough for me, and that she was sure I would cheat on her again, we might as well open the marriage.
Okay.
I told her no because I've learned my mistake, but she wouldn't waver. I relented. We decided not to tell each other that whenever they slept with somebody, they're not going to say when, where, and with whom. Now, over 2 years later, this is the sad part. We are back to normal on the outside. On the inside, I'm dying a little each day. Every time I see her happy, I wonder if this is just her old bubbly self or if she was thinking of somebody else. She is a very beautiful woman, and I'm sure she has no problems finding men who want her. Whenever she takes a shower after coming home, whenever she rejects my advances, I think that she has been with someone, and that kills me. I feel you, brother. I feel you. I have tried to discuss closing the marriage again, but she shuts these attempts very quickly with a divorce card. Before all this happened, we had amazing sex several times a week. But now, we have probably done it 4 or 5 times these past 3 years. She demands I use protection, and she refuses to let me eat her or make her cum in any way. I stopped asking because the sex is painfully bad now. I haven't slept with...
Whoa, what is that? Whoa, okay.
I haven't...
Painfully bad?
Yeah.
Oh my God, okay.
Imagine if I listen what I hate, I gotta say. I never give a broke bitch any time of day. You ugly when you jealous, bitch. Look at that face. I'm hot right now when you not, okay? Oh, you big man, oh, you big man. Got a big bag, popping big tags. All white Rover, yeah, whip that.
What's going on, everyone? This is Star. Welcome to the channel and happy 2023. How are you guys? I missed you. And how is your New Year's going? I hope you guys are partying safe. Now let's get to business. We got a lot to cover. We got Tory Lanez. We got Andrew Tate. We got SINFUL the Pete. We got open relationships. Let's get into it. So, Tory Lanez's father went after Jay-Z. Was it a smart idea? I don't know. Can he play chess? Is he a master at chess? That's the key question. Because we all know there is a reason why Jay-Z and Beyonce are at the top of the food chain. It is because they are master chessmen. Do you guys remember when Carrie Hilson came after Beyonce in a song saying she needs to go sit down and have some kids? Yeah, she hasn't had a career since. Everybody in the industry knows not to play games with Jay-Z and Beyonce. When Tory Lanez's father was screaming that he's going to get payback in the spirit, we all knew exactly what he meant by that, but I don't understand why people like to tell their enemies what they're up to. And who tells their enemy, hey, I'm coming to get you? And I knew Jay-Z wasn't going to respond because that's what master chess players do. And you know what's crazy? Beyonce's family is from New Orleans. And they're really into the spirit. Heavy. So we're going to find out who's more powerful in the spirit. The Carters or Tory Lanez's father? So I just got word that audio was released of Tory Lanez apologizing profusely to KELSEY. Yet the men are still defending him. I guess they released that evidence so we all won't be surprised when Tory Lanez gets sentenced on the 27th. Don't be surprised if Tory gets the maximum, I'm just saying. And let's talk about KELSEY because they tried to paint her to be dumb. She's not dumb by a long shot. That woman, she knows exactly what's going on. When Tory and KELSEY were on the phone, she was so calm, he confessed. That whole thing started at Kylie's house, and guess what? She refused to testify. She was like, I'm done trying to be black. I remember when that shooting incident took place because Kylie, I think it was a couple of days later, she took a picture of her feet on the beach. And people took notice of this. They say she was dissing Megan. Was she? I don't know. I wasn't there. Okay? You see, Tory Lanez thought KELSEY was dumb. But turns out she's a lot smarter than he is. I said it in my last video and I'll say it again. If you're going to be in the industry or around someone in the industry, you got to be not only intelligent, but also street smart. You see, these men on YouTube are putting their head in the sand. Y'all better wake up and pay close attention. If you don't have street smarts, you're going to get ate up in this game real quick. And one thing about Chelsea that I noticed, she got street smarts. KELSEY could have easily been hysterical on that phone call with Tory Lanez. But she said, nah, I'm going to play it cool and just let him talk. And that's exactly what happened. Now Tory Lanez is in jail kicking himself. You know, guys are crying all day on each other's shoulder. Oh, this is so horrible about Tory. Okay, you didn't cry. Now what? You can't just cry all day. That's ridiculous. No man in your family taught you problem-solving skills? It's not cool for a man to run around and act like a woman. That is a super turn-off. In my world, all that crying can't happen. It's problem-solving, not whimpering. You know, I'm going to move on because that case isn't done yet. We still have the sentencing, which is January 27th. And that should be very interesting. We're going to move on to TikTokers. So let's talk TikTok. Okay, so black women created a trend where they only follow each other's pages and support each other's businesses, support each other's Instagrams, YouTube, Twitter, etc. And the white women are mad about it. Why are you mad? White people have been supporting each other from the beginning of time and only looking out for each other. So when black women decide to do the same, it's a problem. And they're calling it racist, what black women are doing on TikTok. Tell me something, is it as racist as the sundown towns that still exist today? Or is it as racist as the lynchings that are going on? Not the ones back from history, but the lynchings that are going on today. There are stories of black people that have been found hanging from the trees in their yard. There are also stories of black people getting their heads decapitated and people finding their heads rolling on a front porch. So tell me something, is black TikTok as racist as that? Nope. You know, one thing I noticed about a lot of these black men and white women is that they're one and the same. They both whine and cry a lot. But when shit gets real, they both fold like lawn chairs. Yeah, they do. And when they don't get their way, one group will unalive you while the other group will get somebody to unalive you. I mean, can we be for real now? Now it's 2023. The filters are done. You see, I'm not here to baby you and rock you to sleep like that white man. Wake your ass up. The only reason why these white men show these black men love on the internet is because they love how you display your weaknesses. You remind them of their chick, very weak. Isn't it amazing how black men have more love for the men that unalive George Floyd than they do black women? It's absolutely a disgrace. No filter. You know what? Let's switch the subject to open relationships. Okay, so I played a clip near the beginning of this video. I understand you all don't watch whole videos, neither do I. So rewind back to 55 seconds so you won't be lost. Or you can sit back and listen to this synopsis. Okay, so the guy was reading the letter about a man who was cheating on his wife. His wife actually caught him at the hotel with the side piece. She left him. They then got back together on one condition. If the marriage was open, he reluctantly agreed. And so the man, he made this bed and he has to lie in it. He unknowingly forced his wife into an open marriage. He should have said no, but he said yes. And now his wife is out doing her thing and she doesn't even care to please him anymore, and he doesn't know what the hell to do. He doesn't know whether to leave or stay. One thing about men, they don't like to see women do what they do. They don't want men running through their chick, but they want to run through everybody else's chick, right? One thing about men, they absolutely hate child support. I mean, they hate it with a passion. But they absolutely adore sleeping with strangers within 3 days. These men can care less if you have herpes, gonorrhea, HIV, or full-blown AIDS. They do not care. They will sleep with you anyway with no condom. These men are so desperate for sex. And the question is, why is that? I do everything in my power to stay away from desperate men. Because desperate men do desperate things. And a lot of these men don't know how to communicate with women. And that's why they have such a problem with getting sex. If a man is demanding that you sleep with him in 3 days, leave him alone. You don't know what diseases he might have. You don't know if he's on Valtrex or a cocktail for his HIV. I remember watching BET a couple of years ago, and they were doing the HIV special, and they had this young lady on there, a black woman, very beautiful. She was 19 years old, and she was talking about her dating life, and she said she was very open about her status, and the men would tell her, well, you're so beautiful, we don't need to use a condom. And see, this is how dense some men are. Not only do these men not care about their sexual health, they don't care about their health in general. Instead of talking about chicks all day, they need to start talking about health. I mean, why encourage each other to have babies later in life if you can't even make it into your mid-50s? When the men here on YouTube do their panel discussions, the first thing they need to do is ask each other, how's your cholesterol? How's your sodium? How's your high blood pressure? Because these men are dropping like flies. And we're all sitting back wondering who's next. That's how fast you all are dropping dead. And I just heard that Sinful P passed away, and these men are defending this man. A pedophile. Some sick-ass dudes out here. How you gonna co-sign a man getting a 13-year-old pregnant? Sounds like it's a lot of men that like having sex with children. And I just got the news that Andrew Tate has been arrested. It is way too much going on. Andrew Tate is accused of trafficking. Go ahead and roll the clip.
My brother has a daughter, and she's beautiful. She's my niece. I don't want her to grow up in a world where women are hated. I don't want her to grow up in a world where men are oppressive and hurting women. Why would I possibly want that? I want her to find a strong man who can protect her, who can provide for her, who can make sure she's safe, but I don't want anything bad to ever happen to her.
So wait a minute. They found Sinful the P dead in Canada. And then Andrew Tate is put in jail. What's really going on? I'm Star. Thank you so much for visiting the channel. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Happy New Year again. And good night. And be safe in 2023.